explaining the 5 stages of the nitrogen cycle, and to do that, we're going to have our friend Belle help us out.
The main reservoir of the nitrogen cycle is the atmosphere. 78% of the air is nitrogen, but it is a non-reactive form of nitrogen and needs to be fixed into a reactive form of nitrogen. This is the first process of the nitrogen cycle called nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen can be fixed by lightning and bacteria. After nitrogen is fixed, it can be absorbed by plants through their roots.
Alright, so here we have some lightning, which is going to turn our non-reactive form of nitrogen into a reactive form of nitrogen. So let's see how that works. So the lightning is going to strike. We're going to pretend the yellow is now a fixed form of nitrogen. So there it goes, striking the water. Okay, so after we have our reactive form of nitrogen, the plants are going to suck up the nitrogen and it's going to be turned into protein, nucleic acids, and vitamins. Okay, so what you're going to notice is the top of the plants turned green. So this represents assimilation, which is the second stage of the nitrogen cycle, and it's when plants take inorganic forms of nitrogen and convert it into organic forms of nitrogen. So down here represents the inorganic form of nitrogen, and up here represents the organic form of nitrogen, and the color change is how I showed how it changes from each form.
Here we have our consumers, Belle and Bruno. The nitrogen gets passed up the food chain when a consumer eats the plant. Next up in the nitrogen cycle, we have ammonification. Ammonification is when plants and animals die or produce waste, and the nitrogen in that organic waste needs to be returned into the environment.
But there can't be too much ammonium to build up in the ecosystems because it can become toxic. Nitrification will turn ammonium into nitrate, which is the preferred form of nitrite by plants for assimilation. Last but certainly not least, we have denitrification. Denitrification returns the nitrogen back into the air. In conclusion, the nitrogen cycle is very important because it provides nitrogen to the ecosystem from the atmosphere, ground, and oceans. It is an essential part of our life and any other forms of life, and without it, we wouldn't be alive.